this time I'm joined by...
Hot form. Hey, what's up, guys? I am a North American ladder player. It's good to be casting a tournament. I'm really happy to be here. We have such a stacked lineup, and today we have some really awesome games.
Yep. So you want to tell us a little bit more about yourself?
Sure. I'm mostly, I play Hearthstone for like the past 8 months. I haven't really got into the tournament scene too much yet. I mostly just grind the North American Legend ladder, which is a tough duty, but I call to it every day, and I've started streaming, and hopefully you guys can check out my stream sometime.
Awesome. All right. So the first match of the day is going to be Mr. Dog against Mr. TidesOfTime, and we're about ready to go into that. There's no...
Yes, I'm quite excited to see this. These guys, I don't follow the tournament scene closely enough, but I know on ladder they certainly have a similar following. Both big names, both kind of heartthrobs for the North American scene, so it'll be really interesting to see them go up against each other.
Yeah, it should be pretty good. So as soon as they're ready.
So I'm interested to see what these guys pull out first. Tides of Time, I was reviewing the deck list. Tides of Time is kind of the standout person that we see playing today. He has only one deck that he shares a similar class with amongst all the other players we're going to be seeing, which is his Hunter deck, which every single player playing today has brought a Hunter deck. So we'll probably see that played in a number of matches.
Is every hunter deck like face hunter? Is that what the meta's at?
No, there's actually some interesting differences between them. Some of I couldn't specify which ones we'll see it played, but they all brought leopard gnomes. They're all pretty aggressive, and they all brought some charge. But the difference in the one drops, it can be quite staggering across the different decks.
That's pretty
Each one choosing, because the Undertaker nerf, right? Everyone's choosing different things, it seems. We have even an Elven Archer in
really
in one of the decks today, yes.
nice. Wisps? Any wisps?
No wisps, sadly.
What?
I think the Wisp Hunter will be the new meta.
Yeah, for sure.
Make it happen.
So we
Seems
are
they-
preparing to battle each other.
Yes, they are preparing to battle. Seems the players are sorting out which they want to choose first. I can imagine the first choice in this matchup is going to be a big deal. Tides brought a Priest and a Warlock deck, while Dog brought Warrior, Druid. They each brought 4, so couldn't tell you all the details, but there's a large variety there.
Should be pretty good. Now another news, guys. I think we may have to replace show because painted and stuff is responding. So we may be replacing show by Diddler Celestial. So that's just something.
That's too bad.
Or is it?
Oh, I like Sho. Sho's a really good player and a great guy, so
Yeah, he
it's
is.
too bad to see him have to drop out.
Yeah, he really is. For instance, StarCraft and stuff. He used to be like the slowest StarCraft player.
I remember, I've actually watched him play some StarCraft back in the day. He was always very strategic minded. You're right. It was slow, but very strategic minded in how he approached his battles. It was quite interesting to watch.
Yeah.
Must be a lot of decision making going into this first choice.
Like a million decision making. So the players know each other's classes. And we're just kind of deciding which deck to build. It's taking forever.
You have to give them credit, though. I mean, I know if I was approached with the decision to face either of these. You wouldn't want to mess up the first choice. That's setting the pace for the battle. They're just requesting all the information they can possibly get out of us before starting.
Fantastic, man. I apologize, I'm kind of sleepy still. Like,
No, it's good. I mean, I'm sure we're warming up here, but these are going to be some great games today. So once we get into the games, it's going to be quite exciting.
Dog is insane.
And it looks like we can join the spectating now.
The light shall bring victory. I must protect the one.
So we have the druid from Dog and the priest from Tides.
Nice.
This will be an interesting matchup.
This is the first time we get to see Priest so far in this tournament. And that
Yes.
makes me really happy because I only play Priest.
It's certainly rare to see it played now. So Tides is the only player bringing it that we'll see play it today. And he actually chose it right off the bat, so he must have confidence in his deck.
Yeah. And that's a hand that you maybe normally wouldn't want too much against Druid for Tides, but when you have all the components to make a powerful Pyro, then it's kind of alright. If that makes any sense. Like,
Yeah, I was looking at Dog's hand at the moment. He has a good start with the Wild Growth, but I mean, after his turn 3, we'll see what he can pick up.
yeah, and here's
Being
what
aggressive.
I mean, like, normally if you just draw the Pyro and nothing else, or just components for the Pyro, then they're kind of useless on their own. But when your starting hand is the Pyromancer and all of those spells, then it suddenly becomes like too good, almost. We'll see if he chooses to clear that and how.
I wonder.
Generally, though, what I was saying was being the aggressive druid in this match right at the start can be harmful to you. The priest has the board clears meant for a lot of the early game classes that will wipe out your early creatures, and then you've lost a lot of card value that you expect to get with larger creatures.
Yeah. Tide's playing a bit greedy, perhaps.
Yes, very calm there. So this is, see, we have a couple awkward turns now where he's had his aggressive cards and doesn't have a lot to play here. Turn 5 and he's going to hero power by the looks of it.
Yeah, he's just thinking about playing the big game hunter or not playing it.
Certainly a wasteful choice if he was to ever run up against anything that it would be used against later, since this will be a longer battle.
And he will play it. Speak up, Rob? Am I whispering?
He will
That's
play
no
it.
good. It's because, Rob, I have the echo, dude. It's insane. But yeah, big game hunter is played.
Yeah, he
And
chose
Wild
to play.
Pyromancer gonna get power word shielded. And what else are we gonna see here? Yeah, Holy Smite. Keeping him honest.
And this actually, yes, kills the Shade even too. That was quite a devastating turn. Especially
Yeah.
since Dog had went for the extra aggression with the big game hunter. He lost a lot there,
And Dog's hand is kind of unfortunate.
to say the least. He's hoping for that Sneeds to pay off big right now. That's about the only thought in his mind, I imagine.
Yeah. I'm surprised he didn't consider maybe playing the Black Knight this turn. Because he pure powered almost right away.
Yeah. It could have been a reasonable choice. The Yeti was certainly stronger than the Pyromancer. He probably felt punished by that big game hunter throw that to play another utility creature to its death would be very depressing.
Mm-hmm.
Tides with all the options right now.
Yeah. Very in control of this game right now. Lotheb will be the choice.
A great choice. The Sledge Belcher would have been another quite reasonable move, and then he would have gotten Black Knighted.
Still might see it happen this turn.
Yes, you're correct. Dog's certainly happy. Oh, actually, but this was the turn he wanted to play Sneeds. A tough decision here.
What would you do and why?
I don't know. I'm not the star player. I would probably play the Sneeds and hope that the Sledge Belcher was alive next turn anyways.
Alright.
Especially getting that on the board before the threat of mind control is pretty important.
What do you think is the play for Tides here? Bulgin.
He had a lot of choices. This is certainly a good one. And the
Bulgin
Sneeds.
is so sexy. Oh no.
Interesting. That doesn't account, like that doesn't benefit the druid spells, unfortunately, for the most part.
I mean, it's a 7/7 buddy. That's probably still above average, right? For,
Yes, that was certainly a reasonable creature to come out of the Sneeds. Oh, Innervate could be quite powerful. Or Wrath, sorry.
Yeah.
So he has combo. You could Innervate +1 damage.
What?
Doing 23 plus 6. 29. Looks like he might be able to do 30 damage, but he could do 29 maybe, and then the Sledge is in the way, so you would have to Innervate and Wrath it.
Wow.
With the 7/7, the combo becomes really large here, but it wouldn't actually kill by the looks of it.
So he's incredibly close here.
Yes, he is very, very close here. With the Innervate in hand, it makes it much more present of a threat.
Is he considering then maybe go for it anyway?
I
And
suppose.
draw into
It's a
something?
big choice. If he just dealt damage this turn, then certainly his next turn could do as well. But he could also choose to trade 7/7 into the 6/7. Looks great. Alright, and he goes space. So this is a big moment in the battle here. We have many options in hand for Tides. Sylvanas, I mean, the board control could be unparalleled, but he is very worried about dying at this point.
Yeah, he's not wrong to be worried. I mean, the combo is in Dog's hand.
Yes.
Does
With
Tide
3
know
cards.
this, you think?
He suspects. Certainly when the face attack came out from Velen rather than trading with the 6/7, he must feel that death is near.
Yeah. It's rough, because you gotta find a way to clear the entire Druid's board at this point, or...
I wonder.
I think,
right,
yeah,
you
I think he may be dead. The Shadow Word Pain doesn't do anything for him. He could Light of the Naru and heal himself. Oh, heal the creature, yes. A Shadow Word Death Draw would be...
The dream.
In the light's name, I have no time for games.
Yeah, it's not gonna cut it.
Nope, that is not. Just with the Shade alone, it would be 21 damage. So the first game will go to Dog. That was really interesting to see. I'm happy to see that Tides brought out the Priest first. It showed a lot of confidence. I felt like he had this game for most of it. He had all the choices, but that Shade grew. The Velen wasn't dealt with. And that brings an end to the first game.
Yeah, it was really looking good, but... Dog, I mean, he had his combo in hand. What are you gonna do? You know, like 2 minions
Yeah.
on board. That's all it takes.
He certainly needed to deal with the Velen. That 7/7 just was such a launching point. There was no way to sustain.
Okay. So people are saying can they hear me now? Is it better? The mic in front of me. Like, hello? Is that
I
better?
can hear you quite well.
You can hear me quite well?
Yes.
Rob, Hotform can hear me quite well.
Maybe that means I'm too loud.
No.
Everything should be fixed, I think.
I think we should be Gucci. Okay.
Yes, we
So-
should.
We're about ready to jump into match number 2.
So, Tides has got to be stinging from that loss. He'll bring a deck that he thinks can fight off the combo druid, but it'd be interesting to see his choice here.
Yeah, so what do you think here? Maybe Paladin? Like, does he have a Paladin available?
No, he did not bring a Paladin deck. Let's just see what he chooses.
What do you think is the counter
right, this
to?
is the Conquest format, right? So
Oh, yeah,
the
it
deck
is.
is not reused. Dog chooses a new deck, and the Druid deck now, I believe, won't be seen again for the rest of the battle.
Right, that is exactly right. And Tides had the option to keep his deck or change it, and he decided to change it. So we're gonna see a Rogue versus Rogue. Awesome.
Yes, quite a dynamic shift of battle there from Druid versus Priest to a Rogue mirror match.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, we haven't seen them confirm their cards yet. So he chooses, we have Dog choosing to keep the Backstab and Deadly Poison. He's prepared for the early game creature battle. Did Tides, he kept the Loatheb in his hand, right? So he's certainly looking for more of a late game, well, as late a game as Rogue battles go. Loatheb's a bit of a bigger hitter.
Yeah, second backstab. Probably something that he didn't want to see here. Or did he?
Well, with the SI agent, the backstab SI combo is almost going to be mandatory, so it might not be too bad to have the second one.
Alright. So this is kind of an awkward battle, right?
Yeah, honestly, I'm not really sure what they're looking for. They'll each have a strategy in mind, but this is certainly a match where you have to go with the flow. You have to just use what's presented to you and do it the best you can.
Yeah, pretty much the only rogue deck that we see really often right now on the meta includes the Thinker Sharp Sword Oils. I always mess up that name.
The oil.
Oil.
It's definitely the large source of damage that rogues have needed. So I thought that was a really interesting turn last turn from Dog. Backstab and Fan of Knives to kill the creature rather than playing his own creature, since he had the ability to SI agent as well. He wanted the card draw.
Yeah. Blade
We
Flurry.
see a Shade from Tides, which is a good card in this match, but sometimes it can die without being able to attack. So we'll see how that gets used later.
Yeah, definitely. But how much is enough to like use a card like Blade Flurry on the Rogue versus Rogue?
So in this match, my belief is that face damage, or just damage to attacking the other rogue, is the priority, because you have more ways to do damage than heal. And that would mean as long as you're Blade Flurrying and hitting the rogue with the first attack, it would be worth it to kill even a single creature.
Okay.
I am
So Rob, just put the mic even closer to my face, so if you guys can't hear me now, it's gonna be really weird. Everyone's
quick
putting on their
Assassin's
weapons.
Blade. A very quick Assassin's Blade from Tides. I guess he had all those spells in hand, so Loatheb certainly shut him down. Loatheb on either side, they knew that turn, didn't think about it.
Yeah, and like you said, they're going a little bit for more phase damage now, it seems.
Yes, Dog is certainly on the defensive, but he gets to be the one that makes the first turn without being Loathebbed. So he has all these spells now, and this will be the artwork that we see on how he dismantles the board.
Yeah, there is a preparation available as well. Do you think we could see Edwin come down this turn?
It's very possible. Very possible. so many options to take stock of here. With a coin in hand as well, the potential for plays.
What?
Yeah, I find that. Oh, actually, yeah, that's quite smart. He'll use the spell power, and looks like he'll trade the creature, right?
Awesome. Oh, okay. Great play there.
Yes, very much a greedy play. He wants all his cards. I think the option to stay away from Van Clef was good in our eyes as the Overlord because he had the sap. And we do see that played now.
And his own Edwin is gonna come down on the other side. Out of nowhere comes an 8/8 Edwin.
Yeah, so Dog has to actually kill that. If Tides had, I think if Tides had Blade Flurried and just made it bigger, it would have been a win there. But he wanted to play it safe in case there was more to come, and he gets an extra charge of his weapon this way.
Yeah.
The Brotherhood shall come.
And there's this Edwin. Also an 8.
Yeah, so now we have the counter Edwin, and Tides is invested everything to go for it here. Oh, and the sap draw. Oh my. So, even with that weapon, he'll still need some more damage, but that was certainly a good draw to keep him in the game here.
Top deck.
With the prep in hand, drawing a sprint would almost certainly get him to lethal.
The Brotherhood shall come.
He decides to go for Edwin.
Yes.
Would you call that the safe play?
This is a interesting choice. He eats the Blade Flurry, so it didn't matter, but he only had 11 damage on board, so even with the 1 damage from his hero power, he couldn't have killed Tides next turn. I guess he had planned to draw into some more damage. That Blade Flurry certainly was not pleasant for him. At 2 HP now.
Job's done.
With the Azure Drake. He's just hoping that there's no damage drawn into. Oh, but
Oh, but there is.
This guy's tough.
secret
I'm sure he
insane
knew.
agent. Is that his name? What? It's Stormwind Intelligence, I think, Rob?
Yeah, I believe it's from World of Warcraft. The Stormwind something.
Yeah. What's the 7? What's the number 7 for?
Beats me. So Tides takes that game, right? And that puts it back to 1-1, which is certainly a win that he needed.
Yeah, definitely. So we're gonna be heading into game 3 here pretty soon. So as these players decide that they're ready. I'm not sure if my volume got better or worse. Hopefully, you guys can hear me better now.
So this is a best of 7 format, correct?
Mm-hmm.
And that would mean we still have some more choices to go. So the rogue deck from Tides has been eliminated. It'll be interesting to see what he brings next. It wouldn't surprise me to see Dog reuse the same deck, knowing that the rogue mirror is certainly something that can go unfavorably for you. And then if he's prepared to bring that against the other decks, which was his interest in that battle, he might choose it again.
Yeah. So the player is still actually making sure that they have the information right about the format and so on. So,
Yes, this is a very new format, right? This was... I'm not sure when it was instituted, but it was recently, like at least this year, that it was put in for the Blizzard tournaments. What do you think? Do you have any idea what they'll be bringing to this battle?
I have no idea. Tides just asked if his priest is usable again. So
Okay.
again, like the player is not completely familiar with the format yet, and I think we might see his priest if he asked about it. Or
That would be
like
quite
a
nice.
Super mind game.
It's really good to see him kind of stand out with that priest deck. where all the other players haven't. So I would really like to see him succeed with that to prove that it is quite strong still, because I think it has a lot of potential. But that's not the choice. And Dog doesn't choose the rogue again.
Yeah.
Quite the draw from Tides. We have, let me see, let me check the deck list actually. The difference in the Hunter decks, because every player brought one, was actually quite staggering.
This looks pretty aggressive. As aggressive as it gets.
Yes, this is definitely one of the most aggressive ones. He has essentially the maximum number of charge in his deck. He has the Wolf Riders, the Arcane Golems, he's got Leroy, he's got 2 weapons, and a lot of 1-drops. He is the person who brought an Elven Archer, along with his Clockwork Gnomes, Leper Gnomes, and Abusive Sergeants.
Alrighty. I'm guessing only explosive traps are random the stick?
No, there's 1 freezing trap, actually.
Oh.
So the Mad Scientist could see that pulled out early. So Dog has a lot of combo requirements in his hand right now, but nothing to use them with, which could get really awkward.
Yeah. The Mad Scientist displayed. And it's gonna get dealt with, it looks like.
This guy's
Prepped in hand as well.
Yes. He could have prepped for a combo there, but looks like he wants a more efficient trade than that later.
Yeah, I can't really blame him. Because even popping the Mad Scientist always feels a little bit bad anyway.
Yeah, that's very true. This is certainly what Tides wants to see, though. Judging by his hand, we just have a lineup of damage against an empty board at the moment.
So not the greatest position here for Mr. Dog.
I like this play. He definitely needed some more choices in that hand.
Okay, and now he has them for sure. Is there a reason that Tides isn't playing too many or too aggressive right now? Does he feel like perhaps he hasn't revealed what his strategy with the deck is? And would there be an even bigger element of surprise, or?
That's possible. I think he's aware that the rogue will just slowly take damage as the game goes on, so he wants to maximize the potential of each card. I'll just have to reload.
I wonder.
What are the options here?
I'm sorry, Dog Sprint was too powerful of a play. Okay, let's see. The options. Wow, there are quite a few in hand. The Blade Flurry looks pretty nice, but he only has the 1 durability weapon, so it's a bit of a waste. It's tough here, because he knows he's giving away traps and card draw. It's all gross creatures. And yes, he does in fact have 2 traps, which is certainly not what you want to be seeing. More guessing work. What did he include in his deck now?
Yeah.
So we see the Stranglethorn Tiger Blade and the Elven Archer. Wow. Coin Elven Archer.
One shot.
Thinking so far ahead. The Stranglethorn Tiger is the largest creature in Tide's deck. And it's the only one of its kind.
Oh wow. Still, we have a Blade Flurry in hand here. Deadly Poison to combo it with. Is there a way he can clear the board?
Doesn't look like it. That stealth is quite frustrating for him.
This guy's tough.
And the 2 traps, I mean, just looking at this is painful.
Is it painful though?
The Wolf Rider certainly is.
Yeah, definitely. No one ever roots for the hunters, do they?
No,
Everyone's
really.
like, yeah, this is just painful, man. Like, you know.
So he has a board clear now. There's a freezing and explosive trap in the way, and the second explosive trap behind it. I think unless he draws some healing at some point, it's going to be almost impossible. But we'll see what Wizardry Dog concocts.
Yeah. Is he considering? I mean, he has to think about putting maybe the most amount of damage on board for next turn, or what's
Yeah.
going through his mind here?
He really wants to see how he can actually kill Tides. Or, yeah. Because he wants to know, like, even if he defends this, he's going to take damage no matter what every turn. How can he win the fastest? He did draw some healing.
Yeah.
Doesn't choose to check the traps.
Yeah, even wasting a charge of his weapon. So, very conscious decision there. Maybe hoping for that heal. Does he have an what is it called? I almost said alarm bot. A heal bot or anything in this deck?
Let me see. I don't think so. I believe he only played the Earthen. I don't have Dog's deck pulled up offhand, but I believe he only had the Earthen.
Oh, right.
It was really interesting that he didn't check the traps there. I mean, he must be wanting to deny the weapon charge, but going for the sustain game with, 3 healing in hand.
Yeah, exactly, and that's why I was wondering. Maybe he's hoping for something
Yeah.
else, but I guess if the Farseer's all he's got to go on, then it's
Maybe he wants to wait for weapon damage, an oil to put in a 1-turn kill before the extra attacks from Tide's weapon could ever take effect.
yeah.
Certainly he knows one of those is going to be explosive trap based on the Wolf Rider that he saw end this play. So Tides chooses not to attack face there. Just is a hunter, so that's surprising. But goes for the value on the explosive trap.
Yeah.
I like this play. Getting the Van Clef out, trying to set up that damage. I suppose if he really knew it was freezing, he could get the heal back.
Yeah. It wouldn't hurt to check anyway, right? Like, what else could it be? Snake trap?
Yeah, at this point, but certainly he has a plan in mind. Tides with so few options, thinking about attacking with the weapon, which is a bit surprising to me. But the 2 traps up, certainly you want to wait for your extra 6 damage.
Mm-hmm.
It's never really comfortable at this point for the hunter, just because he has so few cards.
Yeah. Loathable we played before checking the traps, perhaps? Oh. Was that the best way to get the freezing trap to use, or? Hello? Hello?
Yeah. Sorry, I missed that. It's been having a bit of trouble spectating the game. Did he take it with the Earthen?
Yeah, my mic was being checked. So
Okay.
I think it's good now. Is it
So
good
how
now,
did he?
Rob? We Gucci? Okay.
Well, there's the Leroy. So
Oh, Leroy Jenkins!
yes, Tide certainly had a lot of those charge creatures in his deck. He knew what his goal was here. I have to think that was a pretty good match for him. in terms of just a strategy choice.
Yeah, looking scary for both players at some points there.
He assumed that maybe Dog would pick the Rogue again because Dog was salty about the loss in the Rogue vs. Rogue and chose the Hunter to quickly end that battle.
Yeah,
So that's 3-1 for Tides.
I believe
Right?
so.
So we have one, well, potentially one more. It would be 4 wins, right, to win. So
Rob said it's 2-1. Is it?
oh, okay, sorry. No, was we had Priest and all right. If you say so, I'll trust the production
Was
crew.
it? Okay. I trust you, Rob.
I'm happy to see as many games as possible today. These are some great players, so it doesn't matter to me what they're playing. It'll be interesting no matter what.
Okay, the first match was Priest against...
Priest against Druid.
Yeah.
And then second match was Rogue vs. Rogue, and then yes, this I guess was the third, right?
Oh, okay.
Unless I missed one in there.
That was it.
So that's 2-1 for Tides then, which was a good comeback since he lost the first game. He's made a nice effort to rally that. The players are prepared once again. So does Dog bring the Rogue deck for the third try? I think maybe he'll try something else this time, but he could also assume all his threats are dealt with.
And it is the Rogue.
He chooses it again. That's
He believes, man.
he knows what his strategies.
Watch your back.
Okay, so what is this Warlock deck? This is the only Warlock deck we are seeing played today. This looks like the... Well, let's see. Wow, he has some Doom Guards. It is a Demon Charge hybrid deck with a decent amount of late game.
A Demon Charge hybrid deck.
Yes, so he has Molten Giants by the looks of it. We have Mal'Ganis. Quite a bit of late game. Almost no early game. One Mistress of Pain, a Silence.
Alrighty. Seems quite bizarre. Mind Control Tech probably not gonna have a lot of use in this matchup.
No. Would be almost exclusive to the Violet Teacher. Summoning a lot of creatures, which would not be a good mind control tech anyways.
Yeah. So are we gonna see it played here next turn? So,
I'm not sure. That's a good question. He might want cards. Certainly a Warlock is one of the more complicated decks to play. It doesn't have easy choices compared to a Hunter. He's going to have to put more thought into this match. Very interesting to see him life tap there. The Demon and the mind control tech play is possible.
yeah. Is he perhaps concealing information?
Maybe. That's definitely a possibility. But, I mean, now he's stuck with a Mistress of Pain that might get pulled by the Void Caller.
Alright, so there's 3 targets for the Void
Yeah.
Color here.
A lot of RNG on this turn.
We'll find
It
that
looks
in a
like
second.
Dog is prepared with the sap if it was a Doom Guard.
Yeah. And he's up to the Void Color anyway.
Guess he
Alright.
knows.
Do you think that was a premature sap?
I mean, I trust him to know what he's doing here. But certainly that could have gone worse for Tides. If he had pulled the Mistress of Pain, it would not have forced a sap.
Yep.
We see the Arcane Golem already, so the start of that Tides Burst combo is building up here amongst all the demons in his hand.
Yeah. Okay, so do we see the Mistress of Pain played here? Or? No.
He's very trusting in his Void Callers. Maybe he doesn't mind if that's pulled. Maybe that's not that important, but you would imagine he really wants the Doomguard.
Yeah, he could have gotten it there too. But I guess going for the much safer play, really, with healing himself.
Yes, the heal bot, because he was down quite a bit of life. Sprint from Dog, I quite like that choice. He needs to set up a lot of damage now that he knows there's healing in the deck.
Yeah.
So many options.
So many options, dude. It's insane. The amount of options right now is
Thanks for that commentary, Kat.
insane, dude.
Back to you with more
Back to
breaking
you.
Hearthstone information. Sorry, the double spectator mode certainly gives my computer trouble. I have to
Yeah, I think
reload sometimes. It's good to see that they're working on the spectator mode, but not totally there yet.
Mine is stuck, I think.
So he left the Lothab, eh? I guess he couldn't deal with it. Leaving 8 damage on the board though. Oh, never mind, it's forget what I'm talking about. Oh, that was a big play. Double Doomguard. That is so much HP on the board. Just the charge alone hurts, but how are you going to do 7 damage?
Yeah, 1 sec, I'm reconnecting.
Yeah, I understand. So with 2 Doomguards, I mean, if he had the second oil, if he had a Blade Flurry, oh, he gets it. He gets the
Oh
Blade
my
Flurry.
god.
How does he choose to do this now? He doesn't have enough mana to play the oil and the flurry on this turn. So he can... Certainly he doesn't want to take that damage again, I mean. That would be just devastating.
He has a deadly poison as well, right? Or is my thing bugged again?
Yes, and the deadly gets him to 6 damage. So he can do this and leave the 1 alive.
Okay.
It's a good play. Not quite there yet, though. Next turn, it would be Mal'Ganis. Certainly, Tides is sad that he only has 8 mana right now. That would be such a beautiful play here to buff the Doomguard and make it so he's not going to die.
Yeah.
He's sitting on 8. Oh, wow. He's so close to killing him. Tides could do 11 damage with the Arcane Golem Power Overwhelming Dark Bomb. And Dog is at 12 health right now.
Yeah.
Certainly a frustrating moment. Oh, man. Once he life taps, it doesn't. There's nothing he could draw. It's 6 mana right now to do it. Oh, he's gonna life tap.
Yeah, still going for the...
Yeah, go for the damage. He has the follow up next turn with the Hellfire to actually kill them. So this is a good play. The life tap, I don't know, man, but is really close. That is heartbreakingly close. Oh, the Eviscerate draw.
Oh, no.
To give him lethal with 1 HP. Wow. Dog has to be happy about that.
Yeah, very much so. And that ties the series to the 2. So...
Especially like seeing, sometimes you don't know that they got you that close, but Tide showed him you were 1 health away and he lived.
Yeah. My spectator mode is kind of bugging out really hard though.
Yeah.
But I believe that does bring us to a tie.
Yes,
And
yes, I think you're right. It's tied now. So that's
So
really
we
good. I
figure
mean,
this
it's
out.
great to see a good performance from both of them, right? They certainly want to win this.
Yeah, back and forth so far, so pretty interesting match. If I could just stop spectating.
Yeah, I can't leave the spectator mode either, actually.
Really?
I'm just going to close the entire Hearthstone client, I think, and
Yeah.
try restarting from there.
I think that's the play, man.
It seems to work better when you're only spectating one person. But when you're spectating the two people at once, that's when it gets into trouble. They already want to go on the next match. Wait.
The players are eager to go.
They want to continue that battle, surely. I mean, regardless of the position, they want to get right into it and keep slugging it out.
For sure. And we're pretty much ready here. So we'll just let them know. Yeah,
Yes.
whenever you're ready. Hot form.
Yep, I'm good now.
Muy Gucci. Let's go.
So, Dog wins with the rogue deck, right? If he can put that behind him, those two losses, they're over. He can move on to things that maybe he considers more solid, or maybe, who knows, the rogue deck was his hope and could be rough now that that was the deck he chose. Straight up 3 games. It's gone. It's definitely an interesting format. I like the idea of forcing the winning person to change so that there's more variety in the matchups.
Yeah, I really like it as well. Makes it so that you can't really have a weak deck either, you know?
Yeah, you have to see them perform well on all different functions. I remember, some of the tournaments in the past, they would have one deck would just win straight, and that certainly was not interesting to watch when, oh, look, a single deck performed really well, and you watched that every match, and that was the finals. And it was just very dull to see that performance, so it's good that they changed it up.
Yeah, completely agreed. So, oh, it looks like the game is finally starting. I'm elbowing through the crowd.
So I see the Warlock again from Tides. Certainly that looked like a good deck, and that was quite an interesting deck. It has a lot of different functions that it's capable of.
Yep. And we're gonna see a warrior on Dog's side of things.
Yes. There was a number of warriors brought today. Let me check what Dog's exactly was.
Bomb lover. Interesting.
So many decks. Okay, so Dog's warrior deck is he's running 2 piloted shredders and 2 bomb lobbers, which are mostly his interesting choices. He took out some of the utility plays like a whirlwind and opted for more creatures.
All right.
The two bomb lobbers is definitely interesting. You must have a specific use in mind for those.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, really strong cards, but they don't really get to see a lot of play. It's kind of hard to fit them in decks and have them be somewhat reliable, you know?
I guess maybe as a warrior, because you're using the weapons to trade, you might be able to overkill the creatures naturally, and then that just helps even up some of the bigger ones.
Yeah, that could be the thought behind that. Is spectator mode stuck again?
No, I can see. So we have the Void Caller played from Tides, but he has no
See, I
demon
can
in his
see it.
hand. Which is, oh, there's a demon. I'm not sure if he wants Jiraxis on the board, but it's not too bad. At least it'll get something. The Void Caller not drawing a demon is certainly low value. The those two Molten Giants, the only giants in his deck are those two Molten Giants. Probably not what he wanted to see against a warrior off the bat. And here comes Lord Jiraxis. That
You
is
face
really
Jiraxis.
difficult. Yes, that is really difficult to deal with right now. So many stats and no execute.
No shield slam. There is a shield slam actually, but
There is.
Jiraxis with 15 HP. Yeah, that's he like
Yeah,
3
it's-
shield slams.
Pretty tough.
Shield Maiden, Shield Block into Shield Block, Shield Maiden.
Certainly there was some potential there with the shield block, but we see Tides is aware of that. He wants to do damage, clears the board, just gets that 3 damage working on the warrior early.
Yeah.
And Dog is having none of that, right to the face. He knows what he's after.
Yeah, my spectator mode broke again.
So with the Faceless in Tide's hand, there presents a lot of options. Looks like he's just going to silence the Sylvanas. You could do something cute there, such as Faceless the Sylvanas and then Power Overwhelming it, and you would end up stealing his Sylvanas. But certainly the silence is a safe play.
Okay, I think I'm back in the game, but
Cool.
spectator keeps dying for me, so please,
Tides
hot
is,
form,
Tides is
keep at
thinking
it.
about is thinking about playing something here, and I think maybe mine froze. I think a giant would be good. Did he put one on the board? No, he's almost out of time.
So he didn't play anything, right?
He just life tapped, and he
Yeah.
did go with the Molten Giant in the end. So
Nice.
he's very greedy there. 13 HP with 8 damage looking at him.
Yeah. Definitely a tough turn here for Mr. Dog.
Yes. Is there any way he could kill the giant? It doesn't look like it's going to be cheap. Could maybe attempt the bomb lobber. That giant is the real problem here. I mean, taking 3 damage is annoying, but not too bad. With the 8 on the board, it's just going to get absolutely brutal to leave that there and hope that you draw some way to answer it.
Rob gives. Rob. No, Shield Slam is only at 2 minions. Rob thought we were missing lethal.
Shield slam the thing. If only. There are definitely times warriors could have shield slammed me for 30 to win.
Yeah.
So he goes with the Sneeds. He's just, oh wow, and he goes right for the face. Even with the weapon, with no other weapon in hand.
Alright. So he's gonna have to say, you know what? This is my best shot.
It's all in Tide's hand now, but it looks like he should be fine, at least for this turn. I can't even make out, is there like lethal in his hand right now? The Doom Guard and Power Overwhelming, but he has a heal bot, so certainly he won't die quite yet.
Indeed.
Again, that Faceless presents the most number of options here. He can taunt, and well, actually, if he taunts, he can't play the Faceless. I guess that makes his life a bit awkward.
I have no time for games.
Yeah, Sylvanas is gonna be played.
He is going to go with the Steel play. Doesn't heal with 5 HP,
Wow.
but there are very few things that a warrior would do 5 damage with. Almost nothing. Grom would be 4. Grom with an activator is 10, and a weapon is 3 or 4. So, unless there's an Arcanite Reaper, it should be okay.
Yep. And now it's in turn Dog who's in a lot of trouble.
He is looking at a huge number of damage. No brawl, no way to win.
If he could only shield slam the face.
Execute on Jiraxis.
That almost hurts.
That's the smallest creature on the board. Yeah, he
Yeah.
knows.
My shield for Argus.
Oh yeah, so with the Doom Guard, certainly.
Most def. So that's gonna be it for game number 5, and Tides of Time is gonna take the lead, 3-2. Yeah, can we? Yeah.
Yep.
Got him.
So did Tides win with the Priest deck? Or is that, I think that's the last deck he has to play, right?
I think, yeah, I think he has to go back to the priest this match.
And well, Dog just has to beat the Priest with both of his decks now. So certainly they know what challenge is ahead of them. That was a really good game. I mean, Warrior versus Warlock, it was a very interesting Warlock deck. And I didn't think those Molten Giants were going to do nearly as much as they did. I thought that was almost a dead draw against the Warrior. You wouldn't want a creature that's going to require you to take damage in a slow match, but here Dog went for it, and he had 2 Molten Giants, so it certainly worked out quite well for him.
Yeah, very risky game by both players at some points, and I really liked it.
Yeah, certainly showing Tides knew his limits there. With 5 HP, choosing not to heal was pure strategy, nothing else to it.
Yeah.
So, what does Dog have left to play now? He lost with Rogue twice, but we just haven't seen his other decks, I guess. Oh, no, he won with Druid. Hunter and Warrior. Well, Warrior versus Priest is what I'm hoping to see. For a final match, Warrior versus Priest would be fantastic. If it was Dog playing Hunter, certainly that's a strategy that he would know better than me. But
Yeah.
I would prefer like a longer game for the final match. So if Dog was to play Hunter, I would hope he would win and put us on the final game.
That would be quite something. So we're just waiting on the players here. It looks like everyone's pretty much ready to go now. I really want to see the priest win.
Yeah, me too. Definitely the Priest was the one I wanted to see most coming into this. The Warlock is actually really good to see that win as well. The Warlock is the only one being played to the decks we see today, and it was a very interesting Warlock. I wish I could give you guys the deck list, because looking that over was a lot of good information there for his choices.
Yeah, well, the deck lists will be released, I think, on Hearthstone when the tournament's done, but not till then. And Tides surrenders immediately.
Must have been something went wrong there.
Yeah, so we're gonna have to reload the game really quick.
That was the wrong Priest deck, because that had a Death Lord in it. And he does not have a Death Lord in his actual Priest deck. So
Yeah.
certainly
actually
not a
run
card he would
Death
want
Lord.
against a Warrior. The Death Lord.
Death Lord's awesome, dude.
Play it?
Yeah, I play it.
As a Priest, you said you liked Priest a lot, right? So Priest
Yeah.
is definitely one of the classes that can actually make use of it. Whenever I play a Death Lord, man, they get the biggest creature in their deck. I get so unlucky with that stuff.
Yeah. Yeah, but there's a lot of, like, for example, Death Lord has a lot of synergy with things like Light Bomb that, just get added and stuff.
Well, and the healing, because it has so much health. A lot of creatures, don't actually stay on the board, but it's going to stay there.
Yeah.
They move too fast. They're through mulligans already. Oh, there was some strategy going on there. The mulligans for a match like this are really important.
Yeah, Thought Steal is pretty good in this sort of matchup as well. And 2
Certainly
already in Tides' hand.
Yeah, certainly they know they're in for a long game.
Yeah. Unfortunately for him, did he get the Piloted Shredder and Cruel Taskmaster? He really probably wants the bigger kits when he Thought Steals here. Because
Boy,
it's very
there's-
likely this goes to fatigue.
It could be. I think the warrior will try to line up a kill earlier than that, but they definitely have specific decks being played here. This isn't something you would see every day on the ladder, so
Alright.
be quite interesting. Those early turns, they just whipped through them. They knew they knew exactly the cards they wanted to play. We have the Cobalt Geomancer here.
Yeah, standing strong. The golden Cobalt Geomancer, by the way.
I suppose I like this play. He gets to save the Taskmaster, maybe use it with the Execute. But you always kind of want to use the Taskmaster on the Acolyte just to make a creature, and it would have been frustrating because the Kobold would kill it immediately.
Yeah.
Two choices here, Loatheb or Sludge. Well, there are certainly more plays than that, but goes with the Sludge.
Yeah, Bomb Lover is
Ooh,
drawn.
Bomb Lobber.
Could we see him here?
It does look like a nice play on this turn. Exactly 5 mana. He couldn't... oh, he could kill the Sledge with his weapon, I suppose.
Yeah. Looks like he's gonna go for that.
It's good to see that card played. I think that card's actually a really amazing choice in a lot of decks. Especially if you're a deck that can even it up to a 5 damage with like a Mage Hero Power.
Yeah.
But it's not very common. Worked great here.
Why do you
Killed
think that
the
is?
Sludge.
Why do you think it's not very common?
I'm not sure, actually. I mean, if you consider the card, it's a 3/3 plus a spell power, Wrath, or Frostbolt, which is quite good for 5 mana. But I guess there are so many good 5 drops to choose from. It's tough to put more in.
Yeah, that's also very true. Belcher, also a 5-drop that's perhaps a little bit more reliable. Because Bomb Lover is like so much more situational, right?
Yeah. Well, yeah, certainly there's a lot of 5 drops that have been introduced to Hearthstone that make it one of the most demanding mana values. So, how's he going to kill that? It's a pretty big creature. Could invest in his board with the Sylvanas.
Yeah, it's definitely. I mean, this looks like it's gonna be like a really long game of Priest versus Warrior, and that's
Indeed.
usually what happens to me when I play this matchup as well. So both players want to be as efficient as possible in their plays.
I'm just looking through the Priest deck here. So he does have 1 mind control. He has he has nothing larger than 6 mana in his Priest deck except that 1 mind control, which could make it kind of tough to take these late game fights.
Yep. Lots of things used on that Belcher, that's for sure.
Yeah.
So do you think then that the Priest is gonna have to try to go for a kill?
I think the Priest is the one that can be more patient as long as they aren't dying. They should be able to outcard the Warrior still, just with some of the base mechanics. But the Warrior has all the board momentum, so...
Yeah. And actually Thoughtstolen were a Shield Maiden and an Armor Smith. This can be pretty nice if the Warrior runs Alex Traza.
Yes, that's true. The armor would remain. That was a really interesting play to Taskmaster Smite. You would maybe consider saving the Taskmaster for something more valuable, but he wanted the immediate board clear. Just stop taking damage. Well, the mind control's in hand, so certainly that's what he's looking forward to. He's got to get there safely.
Yeah, I think he's got to find a way to kind of clear the board as well before that. Because That's your entire turn. When you mind control, you can't heal, you can't really do anything else. So the board
Yeah.
has to be already kind of clear.
This is a pretty good play. Lotheb's a strong creature, and he makes it even stronger. And the Shadowward Pain. Wow, he chose the Armorsmith. The Shadowward Pain would also kill the Sludge Belcher. And you wouldn't imagine he'd want to limit the armor that much at this point, but certainly he knows what he's doing.
Yeah, I mean, he's already at 7 armor as well, so... You know, that's
I guess he
already...
expects the Sludge Belcher to trade.
I have no
Very
time
interesting
for
to me that he
games.
chose to Shadowward Pain the Armorsmith, though.
Yeah, definitely.
Well, he's correct. It will trade. So what do we have to deal with that Sylvanas?
Made to fit.
Not a lot.
Flooding the board himself, perhaps.
Yeah. It's kind of nice if the Lotheb is the same amount of health, because that's really the only strong creature on the board, or even just, you know, the 1 or 2 more health. Because if Sylvanas trades into that, it wants to steal something better than what it attacked, rather than have a 1 health creature.
The dam stand ready.
The dam stand ready, man.
You'd really be hoping for any type of AoE at this point. I think as Tides, you have so many good answers to single creatures. If only you could make sure that it doesn't get out of control.
Yeah, definitely.
Well, it'll be interesting to see if he uses Sylvanas. He could just hit the Lotheb with his weapon, and that removes most of the threat from the board.
Yeah.
A lot of
What
choices.
else can he do? Sneeds, perhaps?
Yeah, he can drop the Sneeds this turn. He could shield block and hope to draw into something else that he wants.
Yeah.
Sneeds is going right into a mind control turn. Although
That
I
is
guess
true.
mind control could hit Sylvanas. Probably he's not thinking too much about the mind control here. He might consider it as a play, but he just wants to see what he can actually do to further the battle rather than anything too specific.
Yeah. And draws into a death bite. Is he gonna be using his death bite charge this turn then?
It's only a limited amount of time here. He's got to think.
Roving like crazy. Did he
I hope he
finish
got
his
all the
turn?
attacks.
Yeah, and plays the piloted shredder. Nice.
He did miss 1 damage, but certainly not that big a deal. So, I don't know. I mean, he has the mind control, but yeah, you don't really want to take the 5/3. It's not very strong. Looks like he wants to just trade for it and play something else.
Yeah.
This is a smart choice. Very smart choice there. That was a great turn for him. Regardless of which creature he chooses to play.
Yeah, and it looks like he's considering playing his own Sylvanas. It could be a really nice choice too, with you know, meeting with Death Rattle there on board.
Yeah, he would guarantee that something would have to stay on the board for at least another turn.
For games.
Yeah. So there she is. Shield Slam.
Shield slam the face. That would certainly be good. So this is a bit rough. He wants to play Sneeds, but he can't play Sneeds here.
Yeah.
If he got maybe the Murloc charge out of that Shredder, that would have been pretty perfect. But it looks like he'll just be content to give up that creature.
It appears to be the case. And
Oh, losing a lot of damage to face on that potential shield slam, Rob.
So he's really setting up for that Sneeds. I mean, he wants that. He wants that to work just based on his hand right now. But we can see that's going to get pretty ugly in a moment here.
Yeah.
Probably a quick turn from Tides.
Probably.
We'll see.
Yeah, not much thought needs to go into this one, I think.
It's basically the largest creature you would expect to see, just because of its potential. Maybe you could say Grom would be better or something, but that's definitely worth it.
Yeah.
He can deal with the immediate Sneeds, even with just a Shield Slam or Executes. He could actually probably kill the thing that came out, regardless of what it is, because he has Shield Slam and Execute.
Let the pain speak to me.
Kel too sad. Oh no. Oh wow.
Straza.
All right.
Yes, there he was. Very prepared for that.
This was
That was quite a good turn.
Yeah.
I mean, considering the position it looked like he was in, playing that Sneeds into my control, that worked out very, very well for him.
yeah.
He got
And-
card draw. He got killed
Yeah,
it.
wow. And you know, Alex Strass actually coming down was actually really nice for him.
Yeah, being able to big game hunter the creature. If there was a large number of creatures that he was prepared for, but
Yeah.
that was certainly a fortunate one. Sylvanas would have been rather unfortunate.
Yes, how many? Maybe it has to be less than 50%, right? Like it has to be like what 25-30% that
To
can
get a
be
big game hunter?
BGHable.
I'm not sure what the statistics are. There are a lot of legendaries, so don't have the math quite
They're
on
like
that
a
yet.
million, dude.
Pretty good turn if he wants to Kel'Thuzad, but yeah, the warrior is looking in a much better position now. He's got lots of creatures. Exactly what he wants to see. Dr. Boom.
Dr. Boom.
One of my favorite cards. Something I'm really glad they introduced in this expansion. Some people might say Dr. Boom is too powerful, but as a value 7-drop, he does what a 7-drop needs to do.
So he's OP, right?
No real way to answer it in Tide's hand right now, which
That's
it's getting
weird.
pretty bad. He could draw a fair number of cards with his current hand, but it doesn't do a lot else for him.
No way to answer a Dr. Boom. What?
No holding back from Dog. Shield slams it. Could have had a trade there. Knows what he wants. He wants to kill him with this. He feels that momentum.
Oh, Bulging comes out. I mean, that's almost good.
It's almost good, but yeah, Tides just has these two circles, and what can he do with that? He can play
Not
the
much.
Cleric and Pyromancer, combo the circles. It will also give him healing off of Dog's creatures, so he would draw a lot of cards.
Yeah,
But
and
it's not
having
a-
2 circles and no Arcanize. Usually
Yeah.
one of the worst healings in the world, probably. And then
So-
as soon as you use them, you know, for whatever reason, then you draw Arcane. It's insane. That's what happens.
He takes the Vol'jin play, but I mean, I think that was kind of a desperation move. There's not a lot else he could do in
it's
this
kind of
situation.
half a play. And oh, this is strange.
He could play his entire hand right now, so see if that comes true.
Yeah. He's looking for some heals and draw. He's gonna have 3 mana to work with. He has to go for it, right?
Well, yeah, now he does. Well,
Oh.
maybe
Maybe not.
he play conservative.
All right.
No.
No.
He would lose the Cleric almost for sure, so seems like a smart choice to me. You think he did the first turn without playing the Cleric because he was worried one of the Dr. Boom bombs would kill it.
Yeah.
and then he wouldn't be getting any card draw. So that was actually a really important play there. Is it enough to save him from Kel'Thuzad, though?
I mean, Kel'Thuzad is Kel'Thuzad, dude. Like, you may not know this, but in the world of Warcraft, Kel'Thuzad was... Rob? The last boss of Naxxramas.
Yes, indeed he was.
Wait, that's not World of Warcraft, is it?
Yes, it
Wait,
was.
so Naxxramas? I'm really confused.
Well, Dog takes the
Oh,
game
wow.
there. Definitely resurrecting the Dr. Boom was going to be too much for Tides. With no
Yeah.
answer to even one of those creatures, he had really nothing he was capable of.
Are we tied? Are we 3-3?
We're tied.
Are we going to
the
an
final
ace
game.
match?
That's going to be pretty intense.
Indeed. And we should know what matchup it's going to be. If we just concentrate enough.
You're asking me, I guess. So let's see. That would be Tides is still playing Priest,
Yeah.
and Dog is playing Hunter, I believe.
I think so, yeah.
Which I don't know. That's let's see what Dog's Hunter list was. I think Dog had one of the more control-oriented hunters, but I could be wrong. Yes, Dog has a much more creature-heavy hunter than any of the other hunters we're seeing played today, and he has very few one-drops. So I would say a more honorable.
Is he playing
hunter.
the Beast Hunter deck?
He has 2 high mains, and he has Dr. Boom. He has Sludge Belchers, Piloted Shredders. We got a Hound Master, only Freezing Trap.
Yeah. It's a shame we haven't seen the Beast Hunter deck that Blizzard was worried about. That's why they added Hemet Nessing Ring, in case you didn't
I'm
know.
surprised we haven't seen Gazrilla. The fact that it can it can one-shot you.
Yeah, but
seems pretty
I
potent.
mean, there's Hemet Nessing Ring to counter her, you know. So,
I'm just going to fill my water. I'll be back in 10 seconds.
alrighty. We're gonna have Tides be playing his Northshire Cleric. And Dog with answers in hand, so that's pretty good for him. Mad Scientist and a second web spinner. Nice curve. But yeah, Dog here so far. But Tides does have answers in the Wild Paramancer. And gonna choose to go for a clear. Very few ways usually that Hunter's gonna have to clear 1 HP minions. But in this case he has a Knife Juggler, and that's gonna be a 50-50 to kill it here. Did not quite hit the mark. They're gonna pay for that. That was a big 50-50 here. Game changing even.
Sorry about that. I'm back.
Yeah, no problem. Pyromancer and crazy stuff has happened so far.
Yes, crazy things. Wow, they're moving too quick. Alright, so we have the big creatures in Dog's hand. Certainly he's happy with that. It's what
Yeah.
he wants for a priest battle.
Misha even.
Was Misha that good there? I think it was about the same as Leok. Probably better than Huffer.
Yeah. Okay.
Oh, and my spectator mode froze.
Well,
I assume he played a high main, probably.
yeah, he played a high
was-
main, and Vol'jin was already on board, and then
There was a Shadow or Death for the high main, I believe.
Yep.
So probably he was prepared for the first one. The second one is really going to be the telling point on if he could handle that or not.
Starving Buzzard.
Yeah, that's a pretty good play. He can kill the Vol'jin. Sets him up for next turn.
So Shadow Ward paints a nice draw here.
That's a really good play, actually, with the Haunted Creeper. And then he can get the 2 draws out of it. But it does look like Tides will be able to stop it.
Wait, where are you? I think my thing may have bugged out.
There is a Soul Priest and an Owl, and Dog just played a Freezing Trap and a High Main.
We go, Chino.
Cool. So it'd be nice to see Dog's more control-oriented hunter work, where so often you just see the charge hunters. Freezing Trap goes off. That was quite good for him there.
Yeah, definitely. Belcher, but kill command is drawn, so.
So this is going to be a lot down to if Dog has enough kind of momentum off that high main to push through. If he could get one more solid hit in, could be close. But with no other damage, you know, it's scary at 8 health. He's not actually dead. So see if Tides can stop the flow here.
Yeah, mind control is gonna be drawn, which may be nice if he can somewhat stabilize this turn.
He has the heal bot too, so it would be possible just to out heal almost all the damage that would come in this turn, and then he could mind control next turn.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking as well, but he seems to want to cabal this.
Cabal's certainly a good choice here to take away the trap, and then he's also got creatures that would trade well with the high main.
Yeah.
Tough choice though. He knows Dog has no cards. At least he's aware of the situation, but
Me change
I'm gonna go with a cabal.
you're always scared to make the wrong choice there when they have no cards, and oh, what's he gonna top deck?
Yeah, definitely, and it's a haunted creeper. That's gotta be relieving for Mr. Tights here.
Yes, the 6 damage was not. But he does know that if he mind controls that, currently Dog would have no way to kill him.
Yeah.
Does he have maybe a play with the Pyromancer? He trades the Scientist and Shadowward Pains, but no, I'm just going to go for the mind control. I think that's a good choice.
Yeah, not activating the spiders either. There's nothing that can be drawn, but this is gonna be nice. I mean,
Yeah,
As nice as it
Juggler's
gets, I
pretty
guess.
good. Dr. Boom would have been really the best, but that's the largest creature in Dog's deck, so...
oh well.
That's certainly close, but yes, Tides with the heal bot in his hand knows this isn't as close as it looks now that he survived. My spectator mode shows me a 0 mana Sylvanas right now.
What?
Certainly he's not going to be playing that.
That's insane, dude. Mine costs 6 on my screen.
I like this play. Just ignore the Haunted Creepers altogether. He sets up for lethal next turn. He knows there's basically no way the Dog could have that much damage in his hand
Yeah.
with only 1 card and a top deck.
Top deck is an animal companion, so we have to see the whole hand played here.
Yeah, I don't think there's a way he could survive, but we'll see.
Leok. So hoping to get the knives
Leok was
of his life.
pretty good. The Juggles. Does he attack the high main and hope the Juggles kill something, or just take the guaranteed? Goes for the guaranteed.
Yeah.
Well, he's alive with 2 health. Oh, no, he's not, because Tides of Time has 2 damage. With the Soul Priest and Hero Power, Tides will take it. And that will be the series by the looks of it.
Oh,
Certainly he must see that.
that was a close call, Fox. We have a
good
graphic for Miss Lethal, man. But yeah, it looks like Tides of Time is gonna come ahead and take the series 4-3 against Dog. What a series!
Yeah,
Finally,
that was
Priest
a really
winning.
good series. That was really, really interesting. They brought a whole bunch of different decks. I'm a little sad that Dog lost with that. It would have been really good to see the later game Hunter succeed there, but certainly it was nice to see Tides win with the Priest after a
Yeah.
number of games with it.
I mean, I'm happier that the Priest won. You know, we have plenty of hunters.
Yes, I'm sure
It's
you
like,
are.
Oh, the one hunter that doesn't, the one respectable hunter, you know, like that doesn't go straight for face. I wish he had done better. Yeah, me too, but at the same time, you know, priest won, so.
Yeah,
Not too
that
sad
was a really good series. I mean, to be that close between two titans, just duking it out game after game, back and forth. It started. Tides was at disadvantage at the start, right? And then he came back to win it. So that was just fantastic to watch.
Yeah, fantastic indeed. And we'll be back with match number 2 for today after 5 minutes or so. So, see